calls into something easy to use. At my company, Silvana, we are quite focused on Power BI because it's cheap, it's fast, it works up to like 100 million rows. We're quite happy with it. Tableau and other tools are alright too, but we found great power in Power BI. So, what is possible? We have great success in building use cases directly with clients, spending no more than a day integrating these data sources. You know them all. Does anyone have suggestions to what else to include if you want to build a double click and
ad servers in general?
Ad servers in general. And what else?
CRM.
CRM, yeah.
Email data for MailChimp.
Oh yeah, of course.
Web pushes.
Sorry?
Web pushes messages.
Yeah. So we can all imagine the many kind of data sources available. And early on, it was quite a problem to have all these data sources. What we see now is that it's actually quite easy to put them together. One thing is to just put them beside each other, but you might also integrate them. For example, if you want to integrate, let's say, Facebook ads with Google Analytics, you can put in their ad ID in your Facebook ads as a tag and recover those in Google Analytics, and you can tie them together in Power BI or whatever you want. We ourselves in Silvana made a great bunch of connectors. We think they are the best, of course. And most of them are free and open source, and you are very welcome to visit our site to download them and use them. When you have collected these data sources, you add up whatever the business has backend. Here's of course a job into connecting the user IDs, so that might take a little bit more than a day. But if you on your website or whatever put in your custom ID, anonymized of course, you will be able to tie those together. The case with the Power BI is that it is able to use local storage, like flat files, and as I said before, that goes up to 100 million rows. But many websites and other data sources will easily surpass those numbers. So one should utilize the cheap storage you find online, BigQuery, Snowflake, etc. You could use Power BI Com. Other suggestions to how to store data cheaply, fast, scalable? Anyone?
Databricks. It's like MySQL. It's probably not as good for analytics. But
Sorry, once again?
Databricks is basically a hosted MySQL service which is cheaper than like Azure or like anything else.
Would anybody here prefer to store the data locally on your own database, or
Yeah.
why?
From privacy reasons.
Sorry?
Privacy reasons.
Yeah. So what do you use, a standard database or a SQL Server or Oracle? Okay.
And if you want really quick and dirty, you can do Google Sheets. I know, might get a lot of stick.
Yeah.
But you can get super metrics and blend shitloads of data with like array formulas and query formulas in a day, you can create a single source dashboard in Data Studio. But within limits, so if it's like the data's like a quick campaign, it's not always a bit too many cells. But
Yeah.
That's really that. If you have huge amount of data,
yeah, and
Google Analytics will very fast grow about these possibilities. It depends on how you extract data from Google Analytics. One way is if you use supermetrics, you'll probably get aggregates. They won't fill that much. But if you extract the hit level data, it's a whole different story, of course. The thing is, here you can start almost free. Actually, you can do it completely free if you want to, and build it, your use case with your client or your own business or whatever, and within a few hours, a few days, you find out what to do and what to focus on, and then spend your money or your time or whatever building these cases. Yeah, the thing about Google Analytics and the data from there, being from Cidelana, I will always advocate that one should extract hit level data because it's the most valuable thing. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
João.
Well, yeah, whatever. From last time, and it's good at describing why should one use hit level data or click string data. Love parts there. You can probably find it online. Whoa. Damn it. Completely died on me. There you go. Okay. One thing you can use in business intelligence is, of course, attribution. I went to a talk with Harry from Google. Did anyone see that one? He was explaining how complex a task it really can be. Kind of a dumb question, is attribution still important? Of course it is. It's extremely important. So when it's so important, why use the built-in attribution facilities? For example, in Google Analytics, it's a black box. Mostly, you don't know exactly how they built their attribution model. It's limited to a single data source. If you want to integrate all these different data sources, you need your own model. Bring your own attribution model. These standard built-in attribution models will almost never fit your business. So that's why an important part of building BI use cases are building attribution models. And there are plenty. You probably heard a lot about them. Markup chain is one thing. We have some ready-to-use R scripts. You'll be welcome to contact us to get them. Shapley values. Does anyone know what that means?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Do you use them?
I tried.
Google. Okay.
Go with it.
I would know. Just my colleague that asked me to add it. Again, this picture too is very nice. I don't know. The point is that you should decide for yourself what kind of attribution you need for your business or your client or whatever. There are several suggestions out there. Formal-based attribution from Ovox. Does anyone know about those? We made a template for that for Power BI. In this case, you should look out for the missing direct in the source dimension. Do anyone know what I mean by that? When a user first arrives to a website, coming direct, the source will be set to direct. That's easy to understand. But if the user afterwards join a campaign, come from a campaign, that campaign will be set in the source dimension. If the user then for the third visit comes direct again, the source will still be the campaign and the direct will be missing. So it's important if you extract data from, for example, Google Analytics, that you take care of the direct. Choose a tool or a vendor that is able to deliver that direct. Or else your attribution modeling calculation will go wrong. Not completely wrong, but a bit wrong. Last time, as I said before, they have made this great dashboard using, that's for Tableau, as far as I remember, yeah. Illustrating frequency, recency, and monetization on your users. Who's a big spender, who's a loyal customer, and so on, so on, so on. They call it the FRM analysis. It's a great stuff. I can really recommend looking into that one. And this is quite possible to do in a short time frame in Power BI or Tableau if you have the data available. Do anyone know about these FRM value analysis? Yeah. I think those are great, but I haven't used them there. But I want to. I really want to. Yeah. It's hard to read.
What language is that?
That's Danish.
Danish is hard.
That's Danish. That's an example of pushing multi-dimensional values into a two-dimensional plane to see their correlation between things. Yeah, I don't want to speak about this one. Performance considerations. Yeah. As long as you have a low volume of data, it's quite easy to use BigQuery, Power BI on a local storage. It will be blazingly fast. Its response time is a second or less. But when things evolve and you add more sources, you will also see that the performance is going to be a problem. And that's when it's important to think about where to put data. And quite fast it will be relevant to look into to other kind of storage possibilities. And we've used these with great success. And still, they are quite fast to establish, quite cheap to use. And that's one thing the client's always happy about. If they're not required to contact the IT department, they are always happy. And that's a good thing for using cloud storage for. Snowflake. Anyone here using Snowflake? I can really recommend that one for these kind of data. Any other suggestions? We were past it just before. Oh. You also need to load data into these databases. We do that. Ovox do that. Matillion do that. Any other suggestions on how to get these data into a cloud database?
Stitch explains these. They're all similar to Ops, but Stitch I find particularly has low entry point price-wise.
Stitch.
Stitch data. Yeah.
Okay.
Build your own.
Build your own ETL.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. But
It's easy one, like not easy one, but it's doable and cheap with like if you have developer on App Engine on Google Cloud.
yeah.
Just connect API doing that. If you need to have like Python developer for that, but yeah, it's cheap because it runs. It uses only like maybe 1 hour of daily usage, which is really cheap on Google Cloud.
Yeah.
So you don't need much more resources, and you own then the whole process, right? You're like you don't rely on some Stitch or whatever. So this is the solution.
Cool. But
It's probably better, like, if it's a big company, it is better to build on your own. If it's
yeah, but it's
smaller-
not exactly rapid prototyping.
Yeah, I know.
The idea of rapid prototyping is that do not spend too much time and
Yeah.
money and such on getting to the first result, because your business or the client, they do not always know what they want. So you need to get to a prototype pretty fast. And all these different kind of data sources, do they actually fit together? Which IDs are you able to integrate on? So it's a matter of getting the first result as quickly as possible, and then build on from there and spend your money afterwards. And all the technologies are there, so it's quite possible to do fast. Maybe you should if you want to build your own ETL, you might want to do that afterwards, because you discover some certain needs or what is needed for this BI dashboard to work, and then you build your ETL. Oh. Have an example of someone. Yeah, this one. Oh well. There you go. This dashboard is built in Power BI and pushed online onto powerbi.com. Oh, it's not really easy to read, isn't it? I'm gonna do something here. Anyway, the green values here, they're from Facebook. These are Facebook. Then there's some from the company, the client's CRM system. Then there's data from Google Analytics. And the last one was, I don't quite recall. Oh, that's calculated. Using Power BI makes this interactive. You can click on stuff here. And this dashboard can be made in like an hour or 3. If you have tried it before and approached a client, you can quite easily make such a dashboard, push it online, make it available to the client, and the next day they're actually ready to go and ask for corrections, of course. Has anybody tried the Power BI online solution?
Is it free? It's not
Yeah,
free.
it is. Yeah. So this is quite rapid, I should say. And it's an example of integrating 3 data sources: Google Analytics, the CRM, and Facebook. I think what is used for this particular one is Solana data supplied by us, and a Facebook connector, also ours. The CRM data, I'm not actually sure how they arrived in this particular dashboard, but they did it, and it looks nice, and it's online available. You can visit our site and try this yourself, click around. But it is quite simple, but it can be built into something much more complex. I'd like to hear your own experience with trying to combine data from different data sources. What do you do? What do you need? Anyone?
I have a question regarding how you manage the sampling problem, especially with GA and Power BI.
Okay. If you use a tool to extract hit-level data from Google Analytics, there's no sampling whatsoever.
Yeah, but let's suppose that we don't have a client with Google Analytics 360, so we don't have the data.
Those tools extracting hit-level data do that on a Google Analytics free version, not the 360.
Which tools were they? Sorry, for the
That Ovox will do it. My own tool will do it. There are probably others.
yeah.
There are different methods. One method is to do parallel tracking. You add additional script that sends their data 2 ways. Then you collect, as Google collects it, you collect it yourself somewhere else. You do need to do session parsing, campaign parsing, and so on. Another method is the one we're using in Solana, is to extract the hit level data directly from the API. So that will be an exact copy of the data originally sent it to Google. That method is delayed 1 day because Google needs to complete their processing of data, and we can first extract data when the day is complete and when Google has completed their processing. So it's typically in the morning where data is ready from the day before.
Do you use before or before API, Google?
Both.
Both. And do you know is golden field in API?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Because
It only tells you when 48 hours has
yeah,
passed.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
completely useless.
Yeah. But clients want to see that. So they found that because
Yeah.
like not many people know about this. It's somewhere
No.
like deep in documentation. When you're
Yeah.
looking for this, it's like maybe on 3 Stack Overflow questions and
Yeah.
like 2
But
pages.
most clients are not willing to wait 48 hours.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. They
We're
want
delivering in like 7 hours, and they're complaining about that.
Then you can update, right? If you really want to, after 48 hours, you can do update for the so backfill, right?
You could do that, yeah.
Yeah. But to extract hit level data for API, you need to tell the client to implement hit timestamp, right? Something to.
Yeah, well, there are different methods. If you want an exact copy and
Yeah.
want to do integrations,
Yeah.
you of course need to put in a client ID and such
Session ID,
in
yeah.
a custom dimension. But we do fingerprinting as well, simulating the user ID from their browser location in the world.
Oh, so you just create your own within your tool with your.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with that method, you cannot integrate with other data sources.
Mhm.
So there are different methods, but you can use 360 as well if you got their $150,000 a year for that. They're much cheaper methods. Yeah?
Yeah, but if you're using API to pull data, it won't be hit level, it still will be aggregated.
Nope.
Because you need
No,
to
it will be if you add hit time,
Yeah.
timestamp, right? If you have, then it's if you have timestamp, then everything is on hit level as custom dimension.
But still, using API, you have to pull metrics together with parameters. You can't pull only metrics or only parameters. It still will be sort of a table.
No, actually, it's possible to do it.
You can use multiple calls. You don't need to get all your data in one call. That's the thing. If you're using multiple different calls, then you can grab everything you want and then you join it.
Yeah, but even within one call, if you're like pulling certain parts of data, you can't pull only metrics. You always have to use a
Yeah, but you want dimensions. If you want like hit level data with dimensions, not metrics. For you then, so every call, like every row of your data is one hit, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need what's the metric you need for that?
I mean,
Event value or something like that. If it's event, right? But if it's not, then you don't need anything. You just need dimensions. So you can add like some stupid metric, just be there to make
Yeah,
proper
just like
to make proper API call, and then just ignore it when you're uploading the data to the whatever you're going to upload this.
But it really depends also on the size of the website, right? Because if you add timestamps, you could quite fast get into the table row limits.
Yeah.
So if it's over 50,000 per day in the unique...
No, you can get that to a million quite easy.
If you get a group as other, right?
Sorry?
If you add too many unique values in a day,
It's not a problem. No.
You can have multiple projects.
You can go for a million without a lot of problems, and but it's not easy to extract hit level data. So that if you get a tool to do it, you'll get hit level data easily up to a million hits a day. If you want to go further than that, it requires a few more tricks, but it's certainly possible.
Just a lot of workarounds, and you need to understand really well what's exactly an API.
Yeah.
Or find company that will do this for you.
Yeah. And there are different possibilities within how many different variables are available. Is it only the 7 or 9, or is it all 270 something? But most is possible. But the easiest way is to buy the 360, that's for sure. It's also the expensive one.
it also depends on what you want to do with the data. For example, if you 360 is perhaps a good idea if you want to be able to process it in BigQuery. But if you, for example, want to have it in somewhere in some other kind of storage, and your company environment is perhaps not really Google, and you're using perhaps it's local or it's Amazon, then you might find that tools such as Snowplow or something else to replicate the data could be a better solution. Even
Snowplow is parallel tracking as far as So it's not exactly the same, but it's something similar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you can get it to just replicate all the hits.
Yeah.
This is not a bad thing, right? This is a good thing.
That's a good thing.
There are options, right? You don't need to go like GA and be heavy Google when your company is Amazon on Redshift, right? Like, use other tools.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of different solutions. You need to find your solution for getting.
If you're rich, you can like have your GA data on BigQuery and just like stream it to Redshift then.
Absolutely.
But if you have too much money.
Anyway, I would really recommend that you try to pull all kind of data, see what happens, get some connectors, see what happens. It's magnificent what is possible within a few hours now, as I say. And there are some pitfalls, lots of pitfalls. But if you try it out, I'm sure you'll get there.
Did you compare this to Data Studio?
Sorry?
Power BI to Data Studio? So I missed the beginning.
No, I haven't used Data Studio.
Oh, you haven't used it, so it's okay.
But it's, I don't know, is it about the same? I would say so.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Yeah, but the connectors we made are from Power BI.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah?
When you talked about attribution, it's actually trying to do it this year as well, and we have DoubleClick. And the problem was that in order to build your own model, when Google scrapped the user IDs from the logs, kind of became very difficult to actually deliver such a model based on either Shapley or Markov chains. Is there an alternative that you can think of that you can still use Google Docs, for instance, or double-click data and build your own attribution model?
To be able to build your own attribution model, you need heap level data, the click streams, and user IDs.
Yeah.
Else you can't do it.
So there is still no alternative.
Not as far as I'm concerned, no.
You can build your own model
Yeah.
if you have time and resources.
Yeah.
I bet there are many companies that do this contribution. Like, depends
Well,
on-
no, the thing is that, I was thinking about building the model myself. The problem was that without the user IDs in the
Yeah.
double-click logs, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Does the free version of Power BI offer any type of authentication?
I think so.
It's not entirely public, therefore.
Okay.
So if you send the link, they just click in the link and they need to log in. You create some accounts for people.
Oh, to view this?
Yeah.
No, it's just available. Go to our site somewhere. What did I do?
So can you limit this to just owners, for example, of Microsoft, specific Microsoft?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Can you limit access to specific users?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, on our website there is a link here called download Power BI data connectors. Come on. Yeah, and there's the examples and the connectors and stuff. Go knock yourself out. Thank you.
Thank you.